Well, you guys asked for it, so today, let's finally take a look at the trains of Young Sheldon. Admittedly, I had never watched this show, but after I saw how many of you were commenting that you wanted a video on it, I started doing my homework. So hopefully, I captured everything you wanted me to talk about in this video. If I missed something, please let me know in the comments. I'm always open to making a sequel. Let's kick things off by looking at Sheldon's layout. Sheldon has an O-gauge layout in his house that shows up multiple times in the show, which means that there are plenty of camera angles and different shots for us to see what trains and accessories he has. The pilot episode actually opens with a scene on his train layout, so let's start there. Almost all of the pieces in Sheldon's collection are from the Lionel post-war era, which was between 1945 and 1969. In this first shot, we can see the 3469 operating dump car, the 3474 Western Pacific operating boxcar, the 3461 operating log car, and a 6467 bulkhead flat car. The train that passes the camera consists of the iconic post-war 671 turbine based on the Pennsylvania Railroad's S2 locomotives, pulling another 3461 operating log car. In this tracking shot, we can see a lot more of Sheldon's rolling stock collection, which includes a 6461 depressed center flatbed with transformer load, a 1005 single-dome Sunoco tanker, a 6465 two-dome Sunoco tanker, another single-dome Sunoco tanker, a 6015 yellow single-dome Sunoco tanker, a 6414 autoloader, two 6014 Bosco boxcars, and a 1004 Baby Ruth boxcar. At the end of his layout is a 436 powerhouse from the pre-war era, and we also get our first look at Sheldon's Lionel TW transformer. Sheldon then puts a tunnel over the track to perform a stunt with. I couldn't figure out exactly what tunnel this is, but it looks very similar to an LGB tunnel number 4076. The freight car used in the stunt is a 6561 depressed center flatbed with a custom load and feature made by the show crew. This behind-the-scenes photo shows us a lot more accessories, buildings, and rolling stock pieces on the layout. Included in the lineup are multiple Plasticville buildings such as the police department, station, two Cape Cod houses, and the ranch house. There's also an American Flyer 774 floodlight tower and a Lionel 156 station platform. Some more rolling stock also shows up in this photo, including an American Flyer S-Gauge 937 MKT boxcar, a Lionel 2357 SP caboose, 2458 Pennsylvania Railroad operating boxcar, a 6456 Lehigh Valley hopper, and an extra tender for that 671 turbine. Sheldon picks up two more engines for his layout later on in the show, the Lionel Chessie U36C number 8061, and the Lionel Rock Island Alco FA number 2041. In this scene where Sheldon's sister gets mad at him, Sheldon is running a set of K-Line Pennsylvania Railroad Pullman cars. He briefly fantasizes about him being on a real train, a British passenger train pulled by a British Rail Class 45. One interesting thing about these K-Line passenger cars is that they are the only thing on Sheldon's layout that doesn't line up with the time period the show is set. Young Sheldon's pilot is set in late 1989, and the show ends approximately in 1994. These K-Line passenger cars were first produced in 1999, making them ever so slightly too modern for this layout. I gotta give it to the producers though, they did their homework on what model trains Sheldon could have owned at this time. Besides Sheldon's layout, the other significant train scene in the show is when Sheldon gets a job at the Railroad Museum. We'll briefly look at that in a minute, but first let's take a look at this shot of Sheldon at his local model train store. On the wall, we can see a Williams Great Northern FM Trainmaster, a Bachmann Big Haulers B&O flatbed with logs, an Aristocraft G-Gauge ATSF Alco FA, a post-war CP Streamline passenger car, a 6462 New York Central gondola, a 9159 Chrome Sunoco tanker, and very, very vaguely in the background of this shot we can make out a Lionel Santa Fe twin diesel set. The museum Sheldon gets a job at is the fictional Lone Star Railroad Museum. There's plenty of different railroading artifacts shown, but the thing I wanted to talk about are the three real-life engines that make cameos. One of which is obvious, the Santa Fe war bonnet, which makes a couple of appearances, but ironically, for being set in Texas and shot in California, the two steam engines that appear in this fictitious museum are Strasburg Railroad number 90 and Everett Railroad number 11. That's a bit odd, but admittedly, I loved seeing these East Coasters get a primetime slot on TV, especially after 475 stole all the publicity in Thomas and the Magic Railroad. I mean, rightfully so, it's a Norfolk and Western engine after all. Alright, I'm getting distracted. Thanks for taking a look at the trains of Young Sheldon with me. Let me know what show, movie, or commercial you want me to cover next in the comments. Thanks for watching.